Welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys. Once again, in today's video, we're going to be trying somehow to look forward and ultimately by talking about what the future holds for Antoine Griezmann and Philippe Coutinho, two massive money signings, two of the biggest signings in this club's history. But can they get it right in a Barça shirt? And what impact could Messi potentially leaving have on them? It's all coming up in today's video. So let's get to it. Because indeed, as the days go by, obviously we still don't know for sure whether or not Messi will be leaving to join Manchester City, but as it stands right now, he still does want to leave. As we discussed yesterday over on More Talk FCB, things are still looking very, very bleak, but we will find out much more tomorrow whether or not he turns up there for that COVID-19 testing. But I have been asked on several occasions right now, with those Messi exit rumours lurking, will Messi leaving help other players in this team come out of their shell and really show themselves for the true players they are? And I think that's a great question and a really interesting aspect to actually look into, because I think the answer there depends solely on the mentality now of these Barcelona players, because they are going to be severely tested if Messi does indeed depart the club, because this could go one of two ways. Because on one hand, you could say if you take Messi out of this Barcelona team, you will lose so much in terms of quality. You'll lose there an unbelievable creator of chances. You will lose also a massive amount of goals in your team, and surely you'd imagine that's going to negatively affect the team and therefore negatively affect the players. And that certainly is a very valid argument. We are going to lose so much there from all of that Messi magic. We're well aware of that. But on the other hand, we're also hoping to see maybe the flip side of that argument, which would basically be for me that these players can no longer rely on Lionel Messi. They can't just drift through games any longer. They can't just sit around waiting for Messi to come and bail them out. They have to do it themselves now, and they know that. They are very much aware that if Messi was to leave, the responsibility then would be shared around the team to pull together and actually there try to achieve something in his absence. And it basically means that these players, the likes of Griezmann, the likes of Coutinho, big high-profile players, they've ultimately got to start believing in themselves again. Because you do wonder if players like Griezmann, Coutinho, big high-profile names like that, but coming to a club like Barcelona alongside Messi, you would think that playing with Messi would make you better, but that doesn't always happen. Because at times you can see players join Barca with Messi and they do shrink. They start to play within themselves. I think possibly playing alongside there, the greatest player of all time, you do start to second guess yourself because you still won't be as good as he is, and that's just a fact. So already there, a few doubts start to appear in the mind, and you just start to wonder if Messi does indeed leave the club. Will these players now start believing again? Will the confidence come back? And will they actually stand tall when we will need every single one of them? Because speaking of Coutinho and Griezmann in particular there as individual players, which we want to see much better from them in a Barcelona shirt, and you're thinking there about the impact on those two that Messi's departure could have, and in particular there, you think about the positioning, because for sure, aside from the mental aspect that we just mentioned there, about belief, about confidence, about coming to Barcelona, you would say there are many different factors indeed that have contributed to, I think, neither of them really showing not just below their level, but anything close to what they can really do in a Barca shirt. And these are players here that were signed for combined transfer fees of nearly 300 million euros. We are talking massive money, and we need them to perform at the level that we thought they were going to be when we signed them. Now, there's many parts of both of their games that you could look to and say, you know what, that's why they haven't succeeded at Barcelona, and it certainly does divide opinion. But I think one factor that we can all agree on when it comes to Griezmann and Coutinho, it comes down to positioning, and it comes down to finding a genuine role in the team that suits them best, which up until now, for me, hasn't existed for either of them. Because when it comes there to Coutinho, we pretty much only ever saw him pushed out onto the left wing under Ernesto Valverde, which left him there very isolated on the field. He looked exposed. He's not really the quickest player. It didn't suit him there playing in those wider areas, and it just left him very low on confidence and a shadow of his former self. But even now, he's struggled to get that kind of confidence back in his game. And then there's Griezmann, who was also shifted there out onto the left-hand side, and it impacted him just as badly. Games would just pass him by, he wouldn't be involved, he wouldn't get the ball, he wouldn't be making the right runs, he looked confused at times in the Barcelona system, and he was never really ever given a true run down the middle when everybody was fit and available. When Messi was there, when Suarez was there, we very rarely saw Griezmann given that opportunity as the centre forward, and that's a problem. That's a problem for Coutinho, that's a problem for Antoine Griezmann, whereby at Barcelona, they have never been given that role in the team that can see them get the best out of their ability, because as you can see here, throughout their entire careers, both Griezmann and Coutinho are much more suited to more central positions on the field. Griezmann there likes to play as that centre forward at Atletico Madrid. He wasn't the out-and-out number 9, but he did like to play in that vicinity, and at times he would drop deep, he would look to get on the ball as much as possible. And then there's Coutinho, who definitely played his best football in his entire career there, playing just behind the centre forward in that traditional number 10 role, which as of right now doesn't really exist at Barcelona. And when you look at both of those kind of roles in the team, it's all around that same area of the field that Messi commands. And let's not make any mistake, Messi commands it extremely well. You wouldn't want anybody else in that role, but if he was to leave, you would be looking to Griezmann and Coutinho to move more centrally and ultimately try to replace some of the aspects that Messi's left behind. Because should Messi depart, we are going to talk about this, of course, in much more detail, but you do look at it right now with Ronald Koeman looking more and more likely there to adopt his 4-2-3-1 formation at Barcelona, the same system that he used there with the Netherlands, and with the potential exits of Messi, not only Messi either, but also Luis Suarez. You do happen to believe that Griezmann would be given a chance in that centre-forward role. He could have the opportunity there as well to drop in, to come deeper when he wanted to, because he would have the support there, potentially Coutinho right behind him in that number 10 role, his best suited position, and let's not forget, 2 traditional wingers. And that would be, for me, much more balanced. That would help the team in several ways. And you do just feel as though here, if Coutinho and Griezmann are ever going to succeed in a Barcelona shirt, if we're ever going to see the best of them, it has to be now. It needs to be now, because they may never get a better chance. This could be your time. So that right there, guys, are just some initial thoughts on how Messi's departure. Like I say, if it does happen, we still don't know that it is going to. Of course, we're still hoping that it won't happen, but obviously we do have to start facing up to reality. If Messi wants to move on, if Messi wants that new challenge in his career, who are we to stand in his way, as we discussed yesterday over on More Talk FCB? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys, on Griezmann, on Coutinho. If Messi was to leave, where do you feel as though they'd fit in this team? And can we still see the best out of them? Let me know all of those thoughts down below. I'll see you soon with plenty more to come. But until next time, as always, Visca el Barça.